morning, Barcelona. Uh, it's honestly crazy to be here and see all your faces. I don't think I've seen this many faces in a room since the beginning of COVID, so this is amazing. My name is Will Lee. I work at the Celo Foundation, where I lead a team focused on strategy, research, and innovation. This is my colleague, Silas. He's in the corner over there. And together, we'll be introducing a pair of initiatives called Connect the World and Fiat Connect, which we believe will solve one of the largest problems in the Celo ecosystem. So before I jump in, I want to introduce you to someone. This is Lucy Atieno. We met her about a year ago in Kenya. She's actually a micro worker, which means that she supplements her daily income by performing small tasks on her phone, like data annotation or image labeling. And if she does this for a full day, she can earn about $7 in CUSD directly into her Valora wallet. Now, the really cool thing about that is, after she's done working, she can cash out immediately from CUSD into mobile money called M-Pesa, using an integration called Katani Pay. So a shout out to Katani Pay if they're in the audience today. They were actually one of our first off-ramps in the Celo ecosystem. And so we want to create a world in which there are people like Lucy everywhere that have the opportunity to use their Celo assets in real ways that are valuable to their everyday life. But the challenge right now, honestly, is Lucy's more of the exception than the rule. There are not that many on and off ramps around the world, but I want you to imagine for a second, what if that wasn't the case? Uh-oh. All right, what if that wasn't the case? Imagine a world in which if you could send money to anyone in the world and have that value be immediately usable, right? So to illustrate this a little bit, let me ask a question. How many people here have used WhatsApp or Telegram or Signal? Raise your hands. Okay, I shouldn't be surprised. This is like a blockchain conference, so. But you know, that's actually a pretty recent development. Think back 15, 20 years before, that wasn't possible. You could send a text message, but that text message could only go to somebody in your country, maybe even to someone only in your network. But the advent of these international messaging apps have really changed the game. They've created an opportunity for us to connect to people around the world, to collaborate with groups across different countries. And I think that has been huge. So we, at Celo, we want to create a world that is as revolutionary for value, as revolutionary for money as WhatsApp was for messaging. And we believe we can get there. We're partly there. This first piece, the ability to send money to anyone in the world, is possible because Celo has a mobile-first blockchain. We have apps like Valora, which make it possible for you to send CUSD or Celo directly to any phone out there in seconds at a fraction of the cost. And so we should be very proud of that. But it's the second piece that I think needs work, immediately available for use. Because right now, we have on and off ramps available in 23 countries around the world, which means there are 23 countries around the world in which you can take your Celo assets and convert them into fiat quickly, like Lucy does in Kenya. Yeah. You're right, we should be proud of that, but I think we can do better, right? 23 is not bad. Honestly, it's better than most, but we want to be in 100 countries within 1 year. And I think that's going to be huge. How are we going to do that? Well, we are introducing today a pair of initiatives that we think will get us there. The first is Connect the World, which is the programmatic side of this project. And then shortly, I will turn it over to Silas, who will be talking about Fiat Connect, the technology that's going to underpin all of this. So the first thing that we're doing at the Celo Foundation is we are putting our money where our mouth is. I am proud to announce that we are committing up to $20 million to build better on and off ramps around the world. Yeah, $20 million. It is a huge investment, but this is a very important problem. and it's a problem that we need to solve in order to really lead the space in creating a usable payment solution for everybody. How does this break down? Well, first off, we're offering $50,000 per country for the first provider to offer a working on and off ramp using Fiat Connect, which Silas will explain later. We want this to be kind of like a contest. This is an urgent problem we need to solve soon. And so that means if you're the first provider to offer working on and off ramp in a country, you get $50K. And if you are able to unlock multiple countries, you can unlock multiple awards. But that's not it. On top of that, we are subsidizing on-ramp fees of up to $100K per country, making it even easier for users to come into the Celo ecosystem. Yeah, that's right. We recognize that high fees are a huge friction, especially for everyday users. So we believe by lowering these frictions, and we can bring even more people into the ecosystem and get one step closer to connecting the world. So the goal of this entire program is to make Celo the blockchain with the most robust on and off ramps and the simplest cash in, cash out experience ever. Yeah. I want to repeat this one more time, but we want to be in 100 countries around the world within 1 year. And you might be asking yourself, like, this sounds really cool. I love on and off ramps, but I'm not a cash in, cash out provider. Why should I care about this? Well, I think you should, because for me, on and off ramps aren't the end goal, right? It's great to have easy ways to get in and out of Celo assets from Fiat using the payment method that you prefer, but it's more about what that world enables, right? So for end users like Lucy, imagine being able to send value or money to almost any country in the world, knowing that the person, your loved one, who's receiving it at the end of the day will be able to cash out and use it immediately for whatever they need. I think that's huge. That's going to unlock a whole volume of global remittances around the world. Imagine you're a company and you have a global workforce, or if you're a payroll provider like Bitwage or PaySale, now you can use one platform, one technology like Celo, and pay people all around the world, knowing that at the end of the day, they'll be able to cash out cheaply to local fiat and make that usable. I think that's going to be a huge, huge game changer. Imagine you're an NGO like Impact Market or Mercy Corps or World Food Program or Grameen, and you are delivering humanitarian aid to people all around the world. Now you can leverage all the benefits of the Celo blockchain, like fast transactions, low cost, transparency, and not have to worry about hunting down or vetting new payment providers every time you go to a new country. This is going to be huge and disruptive for the international aid community. Yeah. And lastly, imagine you're a DeFi application like Good Ghosting or Moola or UBSwap. You now have access to a whole new host of users that were previously locked out of the ecosystem because of high frictions. So again, on and off ramps are not the end goal here. They're more about what they are meant to achieve. And we believe that this will be one step closer to achieving Celo's mission of prosperity for all. It's not prosperity for just degens. It's not prosperity for just people who have on and off ramps in their ecosystem. It's prosperity for everyone like Lucy. We want a world in which they are able to access all the benefits of the Celo blockchain and really achieve prosperity for themselves. Well, thank you so much for your time. If you want to chat more, please find me. But right now, I'm going to hand it over to Silas, who's going to talk about Fiat Connect, the technology piece that will underpin all of this.
Hi, everyone. I'm Silas.
What?
Is the mic on? Mic's on. Hi, everyone. I'm Silas from Valora. What a great setup, inspiring setup for me to introduce Fiat Connect. But before I do that, I wanted to be a little gloomy and give some context on cash in, cash out in the Celo ecosystem. I think it's important for understanding Fiat Connect, but also understanding how important Fiat Connect is for solving this problem. So it turns out we've actually been working on trying to build this global cash-in, cash-out network for a while now. And as Will said, we're sort of at 23 countries right now. It's not great, it's okay, but we think we can do better, and we really want to get to 100. I think the challenge is, with our current approach, it's going to be really hard to get to 100, I'd say practically impossible, especially considering how long we've already been working on this problem. And the reason for that is there's no clear agreement between wallets and providers on exactly how cash in and cash out should work. And so I'm going to use this slightly hokey analogy to try to illustrate how painful this really is, plugs and outlets. And so you could sort of imagine that the outlets represent wallets and the plugs represent cash in and cash out providers. And so when you order a lamp, it's going to arrive with a plug that you've never seen before. It's some unique kind of plug, and so your task is to construct an outlet that's going to work for that plug. And so you rifle around your junk drawer and you find some metal and you find some plastic. You sort of toil away all week and you construct this outlet sort of at the end of the weekend that'll hopefully work for the plug. You ram it into your wall, you plug in the lamp, and the moment of truth comes, you flip on the light, and the light doesn't turn on. So you scream out in frustration, you wonder maybe you don't need a light, maybe you just go to bed when the sun goes down. And it actually gets painful for providers too. You get on the phone with the provider, the lamp manufacturer, and you start trying to debug the problem. And so you're sort of going through the type of voltage you're using, the type of metal, and sort of the shape of your outlet, and sort of on it goes. And the provider's probably thinking, geez, I don't know if I need to sell this person a lamp. But if this is an analogy for the Celo ecosystem, likely what will happen is the two of you will get together and you'll figure out a way to make it work. I hope this causes everyone a little bit of stress. It stresses me out because it very accurately represents what has been going on in the ecosystem with cash in and cash out. Specifically, every integration is bespoke. And so if I'm a wallet and I establish this integration with a cash in and cash out provider, that's not something that can be reused. And I have to go through this laborious process with every single integration that I want to make. Similarly, if I'm a provider and I have set up this relationship with a wallet and we've formed this connection, it's not going to be something that is reusable, and I know I'm going to have to go through all that work again with every wallet that I want to support. Additionally, this lack of agreement on exactly how cash in and cash out should work makes it really difficult to share work. And so if I'm a provider, for example, and I find this really great way for identifying and authenticating users, that's not something that I can package up into a library and share with the rest of the ecosystem. It's really hard to do that when there's no agreement on exactly how this process should work. So this is why I'm extremely doubtful that we'll be able to build this global cash-in, cash-out network and connect it to end users through wallet integrations with our current technical approach. So this is exactly the problem that Fiat Connect is trying to address. Fiat Connect will enable any application built on Celo to easily integrate with this global cash-in and cash-out network. There are two main components to Fiat Connect that make this possible. One is a formal agreement on exactly how cash in and cash out should work. This is something that engineers often refer to as an API specification. And then the second is a set of building blocks for implementing this agreement. This is enabled by the first component. And the hope is that we'll have a nice shared set of tools that we can distribute broadly through the ecosystem and help people accelerate their work towards building cash in and cash out services. So if we come back to our analogy of plugs and outlets, we now only have one type of outlet and one type of plug. And so if I order a lamp, I know exactly what type of plug it's going to arrive with. It's going to be one that I've seen before. It's going to be one that I support in my house. Similarly, if I'm a lamp manufacturer and someone buys a lamp from me, I know that they're going to be able to plug that in no problem and switch on the light, and it's going to light up. So for wallets and providers, this means that integrations are reusable. So if I'm a wallet and I invest in an integration with a provider that supports Fiat Connect, I know that I'll be able to reuse that same integration with any provider that also supports Fiat Connect. Same thing for providers. if I build my service in a way that's compliant with Fiat Connect, I know that I'll be able to plug that into any wallet that also supports Fiat Connect. This also facilitates sharing, so much easier now to collaborate on this shared set of building blocks. So back to the example I gave around identifying users and authenticating them. If I'm a provider, I can now package that up into a library that I can share among all the other providers and wallets in the ecosystem, and it's something that they can use to accelerate their work, maybe increase the quality of their service. It's also going to help new projects entering the ecosystem so they can bootstrap and hit the ground running. So with this approach, I'm confident that we can build this global cash in and cash out network within a year and connect it to end users through wallet integrations. This is also why the incentives for Connect the World are centered around Fiat Connect and why it's so important that we focus our implementations on Fiat Connect. So this has been a little abstract, talking about plugs and outlets, and so I want to show a demo of a Fiat Connect powered cash out experience that'll be live in Valora soon. This user's already cashed in and they've connected their wallet to a Fiat Connect powered provider. And they want to withdraw some money into a local fiat currency. So they tap on withdraw. They pick the currency, the Celo-based currency that they want to swap for local fiat. And they have the option to click on a Fiat Connect provider that they've already linked to, and it's that easy. It happens so quick, you almost don't realize what's going on. So there's one more thing related to Fiat Connect that I want to talk about, and that's the topic of governance. And so how do we decide what's in the specification? How do we make changes to the specification? And how are these resources available? And it might seem like it's in the weeds a little bit, but I think it's actually really important. Fiat Connect is one of these initiatives. It's a tide that raises all ships in the Celo ecosystem. And so I want everyone to feel empowered to leverage Fiat Connect and propose changes when it makes sense. And so super happy to share that Fiat Connect will be available, all the shared building blocks associated with Fiat Connect will be available on GitHub under a permissive open source license. And we have a really strong set of initial partners that have been helping shepherd the spec along, providing feedback, doing integrations against Fiat Connect, and also signing up to support Fiat Connect in the future. So before I close, I wanted to come back to users. Ultimately, end users are the most important party in all of this. Fiat Connect and Connect the World will help end users across the globe unlock the Celo blockchain so that they will be able to use Celo to help create the conditions for their prosperity. And so with that, I wanted to leave folks with a couple resources in case they want to help connect the world. There's a Fiat Connect technical talk tomorrow at 12:30 on the technical stage. Charlie Andrews and Joe Bergeron are going to go into all the details of the specification. And so if you're curious how KYC works, how swaps and how quotes are going to work, would encourage you to go check out Charlie and Joe's talk. There are folks at the conference wearing Fiat Connect and Connect the World stickers. So if you're curious and want to get some information, look for the folks with the stickers. And then I left the websites for Connect the World and Fiat Connect. Thanks, everyone.